it's like flipping a switch. And I've had guys, it's funny how you're saying that, because I've had guys come and be like, dude, I thought you were going to hit me for some reason. And you were so intense and everything like that. And then they were just blown away. Like, I was like, dude, that was so awesome, And after the deal, and even if I lost, I was like, that was killer, man. Wasn't that great? And
so intense. You're like, you're in the experience. You're in the moment.
Yeah, totally. And it was pretty cool. About 2 months ago, I got one of my biggest wins was beating Corey Miller. He's a world champion. He is just amazing. They call him Flash. He's so fast. They call him Flash, right? Well, I get up there, and he's a top roller, and I am too. So that means we basically slipped out. So what happened was we slipped out. I ended up punching myself right in the face, just blast myself in my glasses. My nose is bleeding. My wife's over here, and I hand her the glasses, and I'm just so, I am really jacked up. In the moment. Bad, and I got blood coming down my deal, and I get up there and we go to a strap, because when you slip you go to a strap, and they're putting the strap in. It's so funny because I'm just loading in Corey's hand, just crushing it in a strap too, and I'm like, you're not going to get away from me. I'm just going crazy. And Corey, it was so funny what he said. He goes, oh, I can tell, because I was crushing his hand, and he felt so uncomfortable, and I was just going crazy, and I'm like, you're not going to get away from me. He's like, oh, I can tell. And I think about it now, it's so awesome. But I beat him.
I think I saw that.
That was on Facebook. Yeah.
Okay. I think it might even be on YouTube.
I'll have to go back and look. I just watched. I just wanted to have an idea of what he was when he came in.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was pretty amazing. And then, like back in the day, I got that sponsor through Clinch Mouth Guards, and I was like, what? And I'm the only guy that and now there's guys that I've seen wear mouth guards, you know what I mean? But
you started something, man.
Yeah,
well, you think about it, that would be when we did, football and wrestling stuff, it actually does help
totally
line your body up a little bit.
So I was, because I clinch so hard in my going up there, you have no idea how much pressure you're putting on your whole body. And so I got sponsored with Clinch Mouth Guards, and I had these like awesome teeth, like shark teeth and stuff, real intimidating. People are like just tripping out, and they got the cameras like right in your face, and you're just like so intense. But yeah, it's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, it's killer.
So how long have you been doing it?
Since 2012.
2012. Okay, so it's almost 10 years.
Yeah.
What if you were to do? What are your top 5 favorite matches? One win or loss, doesn't matter. What are your top 5?
Corey Miller is one epic battle. Now, even though I lost in this situation, pulling Devin Lorette was another epic situation.
Was that the only time you've actually?
I've only arm wrestled him once.
That one, okay.
That one time.
Okay.
And it's like a draw?
No, it was the weight classes and the brackets and stuff like that. But another one of my biggest wins was against a guy named Robbie Topi. He's just like this, just monster buff. He's a total stud. He's totally a killer guy. But those were some big matches for me. Pulling Jeff Dobb. Jeff Dobb's got the world's largest hand. World's largest hand. His hand, I'm not even kidding you, is as big as a baseball mitt. And even though I lost, we had a war, you know what I mean? But even though I lost him, that was, pretty epic for me, So he's pretty famous.
Now I got to look up that hand.
Oh, Jeff.
I wish I had.
Yeah, I got to look it up too. Like, there's one guy that we were watching him, but he has brown hair and I would say he's like 6'2" or 3.
Right.
But I have no idea what his name was. It was that one night when we were sitting around talking about arm wrestling.
Right. Yeah. Well, Jeff Dobb, his hand came halfway down my forearm. I'm not even kidding you. At least
wow.
He looks so. He's just real. I'm up here grabbing his thumb. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even joking.
So does his hands just wrap around yours?
All the way halfway down my forearm. Like, wait, his hand comes down here. I got pictures of my hand and him. I'll show you later after this. His hand is this big. It's no joke. And he's got the world's largest hand. He looks, his arm and everything. He's got some... I know, it's crazy looking at him, but he's a cool guy. He's totally
now, are
cool.
both hands the same?
Yeah, both hands are really big. Yeah, they're both monster hands. Yeah, he only pulls left-handed though.
Huh.
But yeah, he's
When I see you guys going back and forth like that, I can't even imagine. Like, my left arm,
crazy.
like, this is like, look at me, that's useless.
Well, and
like,
and then you think, how many times can you do it?
Hey,
you know,
this is
2,
even,
3.
It's even funnier you say that. I remember when I first got in arm wrestling, like right in the beginning, I'm going to these tournaments, and the second tournament, I'm like, I'm pulling pro, and this guy goes, hey, Chuck, truthfully, you need to start out at amateur and beat everybody there, and then you'll move up. Everything will be fine. Trust me, it's experience. And so I started doing that. But they go, hey, you're up. And I'm like, left-handed. I go, I'm not left-handed. He goes, oh, no, I know, but you arm wrestle left-handed. I said, what are you talking about? Imagine you're throwing a ball left.
Like everything's off, yeah.
But it's like you're training your left. My left is extremely awesome. I mean, I do really good left-handed, And actually, I would have to say I get more wins on my left, even though I'm winning big time with my right. But my left is really good.
That's funny. That even makes the story better. Like, you went into arm wrestling and you didn't even know left-handed is like, you got to go both sides.
Yeah.
I wish I could have saw your face
it's like
when you're like, wait a minute.
You have to be ambidextrous in arm wrestling.
And there's guys out there that only pull right and pull left. But what's so funny, the guys were like, no, Chuck, you got to pull left-handed. I'm like, really? And I have my own style left-handed.
I can imagine that conversation.
Yeah, and I want to thank all those guys for steering me in the right direction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it was really crazy.
Can you imagine? I mean, you get into the major leagues in baseball, and they're like, no. I'm sorry, you batted right hand last time.
Yeah, you got to do left.
This time you're batting left hand, and you're just like,
it threw my game off. But you know what? It's so crazy. You could actually, when you're training, starting something fresh, you have better setup. I don't know. It just turned out really good. I was really blessed.
So have you trained people? Like, if you had somebody young come to you?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, and my son, he's my youngest son, he's 16. He arm wrestles, and I've taken him, and he's doing it now. And my oldest boy, he's gonna be 30. Can't believe it. But I took Tyler to a few tournaments too. But yeah, training somebody is no problem, and it's actually fun. Just to help guys, teach them different techniques and stuff, and show them. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Yeah, I love it.
Hey, thank you for watching a clip from the Big Fat Podcast. If you learned something or were remotely entertained, consider lightly pressing that like button. Maybe even share it. And if we're on that kind of a platform, consider subscribing. You can listen to this entire episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and all major podcast platforms. And you can watch the full episode on our Big Fat Lunchbox page on Facebook and on YouTube. And remember, live every day to its biggest and fattest.